Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And in this video, I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about the 2019 Royal Rumble matches themselves. Now, I'm not going to be using any names in this video. I already know who I'm directing this video towards to, even though he's not going to pay attention to this video at all. But I've heard a lot of people complain about certain things that happened in the men's and women's Royal Rumbles, and they were calling these Royal Rumbles one of the most boring Royal Rumbles they've ever seen. Look, I'm okay with people entitling to their own opinion, but the things that people say, it's what you say that really drives people the wrong way. So, this is only going to be me talking about the men and women's Royal Rumbles, because most of the problems were directed toward the Rumbles themselves, which I don't understand what the issue is. There was nothing wrong with what happened in the Rumbles. So I've heard people complain that, certain things that happened in the Royal Rumble that should be illegal and not allowed to be done. Okay. There was an instance where, let's run down the specifics here and what they've been complaining about. So, screw it. I may as well use his name because, he's one of the most popular guys on YouTube. I don't think people are going to care. Basically, for those who know JD from NY, I don't like using his name on my channel because I don't want to use other people's names on my channel, because then people would think I'm just using his name to get views, which I'm not. This is just me calling him out on a few things that he said in his Royal Rumble review that I don't really get. Okay, this is not a hate video towards him. This is just me counteracting what he has been saying. So don't take what I say personally in this video. Don't think I'm hating on him, even though I still haven't forgiven him for blocking me. But this is just something I need to get off my chest, because there was so much wrong with what he said in his Royal Rumble review that I have to bring this up. So I apologize to anybody. I don't like bringing people's names up, bringing people's names into my conversations in my videos, but I literally have no choice here. This is the one instance where I have to. Okay. So let's talk about the first issue that he was talking about. In the Women's Royal Rumble, the first incident that happened is Billie Kay at entrant number 7, right? Billie Kay, she runs down to the ring, and she refuses to get into the ring. She didn't want to get into the ring until Peyton Royce came out. So she walked around the ring, and she was saying, I'm not getting in until Peyton Royce comes in. And in JD's video, he goes on and says that what Billie Kay was doing was illegal and not allowed. Okay, how is this illegal in any way? There's no rule that says you have to get in the ring. There's no rule saying that you have to get into the ring. May I remind you, and Billie Kay's not the only person that did this. Let's talk about the other instances where people came to the ring and then they did not jump into the ring immediately. So this contradiction that he made about Billie Kay refusing to get into the ring as illegal, this is wrong, because in the 2000 Royal Rumble, the Big Boss Man did the exact same thing when he was all alone with Rikishi. His entrant came, he got onto the apron and jumped back down, and he refused to get into the ring with Rikishi. So, is what Boss Man did illegal? And the commentators say there is no rule saying that you can't get into the ring immediately. So in my opinion, that's smart strategy. It's not dumb strategy. It's not illegal you're allowed to do that. It's no disqualification, so you can do whatever the hell you want in these matches. Like, for someone like him, for someone like JD, who has been supporting WWE for 30 plus years, you would think someone like him would know the rules by now. So, there's no disqualification. So what Billie Kay was doing was perfectly fine. If you don't believe... Now, Big Boss Man was not the only person that jumped in. Guess who else did the exact same thing? Christopher Nowinski. Yeah, does anybody even remember that guy? Christopher Nowinski in 2003's Royal Rumble. He came out at number 3. He ran down. He took off his jacket. He was about to get into the ring. But then he chose to stand outside and wait a couple of entries until he jumped in. So, is that illegal? Is that illegal? Is that not allowed? So how come Billie Kay is the one that gets all, oh, she's not allowed to do that, but these people have done it themselves. So it's not illegal to stand outside the ring. And he also had a go at the referees by saying that the referees were not doing their jobs, telling her to get into the ring. What do they need to tell her for? It's no disqualification. She can do whatever the heck she wants. You know, it just doesn't understand to me. I'm not, like I said, this is not me hating on JD. This is not me, you know, saying he's bad or anything. I'm just questioning his logic here. This is me questioning what he's been saying. This makes no sense. How can you justify Bossman and Christopher Nowinski and other people that have done this situation, but you criticize Billie Kay for doing it? What, is it because you don't like her now? It's because you don't like her, so you want to criticize her for doing something that is perfectly legal and smart strategy? It's smart strategy. Why would you not want to get in the ring? Some people may consider that cowardice, but in reality, that is really smart. So what Billie Kay was doing was smart. I don't care what anyone says. That was a smart strategy. Wait until Peyton Royce comes out. At least she actually cared about her tag team partner. She wasn't one of those typical, oh, I'm going to throw you out type of person. So, I saw nothing wrong with that at all. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, let's move on to the next incident. Now, the next incident that happens is that this was before the other incident that he complained about. Naomi came out, eliminated Mandy Rose after Mandy Rose was in the ring for 25 minutes. Now, this one I will agree with him on. This is something I will agree with him on. He said that it's illegal for Mandy Rose to physically eliminate anyone after her being eliminated by Naomi. Now, I agree with this. Just because I'm a Mandy Rose fan doesn't mean I'm going to say, nah, she's allowed to do that. No, I will agree with him on this. You shouldn't be allowed to eliminate someone once you're eliminated. He gave another good example, and I agree with that. You see, this is not me hating on him. I agree with one thing he said. This is just me pointing out things in his review that he said that I just don't understand. The Billie Kay thing, I really don't understand why he said that. But the one with Mandy Rose and Naomi, absolutely, I agree. I don't know why WWE allow someone who's been eliminated to eliminate other people. That is something that has really bugged me after all these years. But still, if you know the rules of a Royal Rumble match, you know this is the type of shit that happens. So I agree with him on that. Mandy Rose shouldn't have been allowed to eliminate Naomi after the fact that she got eliminated. So I agree with that 100%. Alright, the next situation is Zelina Vega. Someone who he likes. So, Zelina Vega, she gets into the ring, comes out with her cool outfit, she gets into the ring for a bit, she fights for a bit, and then she chooses to hide under the ring. She chooses to hide under the ring. Another smart strategy. But apparently smart strategy is illegal. to JD. He got mad that Zelina Vega was hiding under the ring, and he said that the referees should have been doing their jobs, getting her back into the ring, telling her to get out of there and get back into the ring. Again, it's no disqualification. What do you expect the referees to do? The referees' jobs are only there to watch people get sent over the top rope. Both of their feet have to hit the floor, and they're eliminated. That's all the referees are there to do. They're not there to they're not there to watch other people. They're not there to be like, oh, hey, Billy Kay, if you don't get in the ring, we'll disqualify you. Oh, Zelina Vega, stop hiding under the ring. Get out of there. Get in the ring. Wrestle. That's not what they're there to do. They're there to watch the competitors. Like, imagine this. Imagine, let's say the referees did do what JD said they should do. What happened if they were monitoring Billy Kay? What happened if one of the competitors went over the top rope and they hit the floor? The referees wouldn't see. The referees wouldn't see the elimination, and the person would whoop right back in. That's why they don't pay attention. That's why they don't pay attention to Billy Kay and Zelina Vega. Because they know if they did, they possibly would have missed an elimination. Look what happened in that one time in the 2000 Royal Rumble, where Kane got eliminated, and the New Age Outlaws were ganging up on him, and The Rock tossed X-Pac out of the ring. The referees never saw X-Pac get eliminated, so he was able to slide his way back in. You get what I mean? So the referees, when they do their job, something will happen. So of course, so that's why they weren't paying attention to Vega and Billy Kay, because they knew if they paid attention to them, could have been possible they could have missed an elimination. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong. It's his opinion. But again, you've been watching these Royal Rumbles for 30 plus years. He likes to talk about how he's been a 30 plus year supporter of WWE. But if you've been supporting WWE for this long, you know how this shit works. You know how the Royal Rumble rules work. You know what happens. So why are you complaining about this? There was never an instance where, I've been watching so many Royal Rumbles. I barely see any Royal Rumbles where a competitor hides under the ring or chooses to stand outside the ring. He makes it sound like that we've been seeing this every year. We haven't seen this every year. He makes it sound like we've seen this every single goddamn year. Someone stands outside. Someone's hiding under the ring. We don't see this every year. I've watched so many Royal Rumbles in my day, and I barely see anyone do those type of tactics. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about, saying WWE, once again, pulling into their bags of tricks. What bags of tricks? Bags of tricks that we probably haven't seen in a long ass time? I don't get it. Also another thing with that Billy Kay situation. What about that guy Nunzio in 2004 Royal Rumble? He stayed outside the ring. He stayed outside the ring. He stayed outside the ring. He didn't get back into the ring. Did the referees tell him to get back into the ring? No. So again, why is Billy Kay the one that's getting all this cruel and undeserving, hate for doing something that's smart? You telling me you wouldn't do that? You wouldn't do the smartest thing you could do? Billy Kay had probably one of the best strategies. Wait for your partner. If you don't get in the ring, you don't have a possibility of being eliminated. So again, there's more people in WWE that have done this, and there's been more incidents where illegal participants who are not supposed to be in the match eliminating people. Like Kurt Angle, he was eliminated from the 2005 Royal Rumble, came back in, eliminated Shawn Michaels. We see that more than we see people standing outside the ring or hiding underneath the ring. So I don't know what he's talking about, saying that, oh, we see this all the time. So I don't know what he's talking about there. So I don't know why he's complaining about all this when we've clearly seen all this happen so many times. We've seen this happen so many times. And he's complaining about it. For someone who has been watching WWE for 30 plus years, you definitely know how to nitpick. You definitely know how to nitpick. So, oh yes. Oh yes, let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next thing. Now, this is something that I've been confused with as well. This is something that I've always been confused with. People didn't like Roman Reigns entering the 2017 Royal Rumble, but Becky Lynch is allowed to do that after having a championship match. I don't get that. I'm not going to complain too much about it. I already complained about it in my review. So what else is there? So what else could JD possibly complain about? Well, let's talk about one of the key things in these Royal Rumble matches that apparently he's had a big issue with. Apparently the whole issue of Kofi Kingston. Oh, this is where things are going to get good, guys. He complains in his video that Kofi Kingston is making a mockery out of the Royal Rumble by saving himself from elimination. Okay, how is this making a mockery? You do know, see, this is the issue. He's been watching WWE for 30 plus years. This is not me trying to criticize him. This is me asking a question that clearly he doesn't use his brain with. This is a guy who JD is supposed to be one of the most. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is a guy who has been watching WWE for 30 plus years. Again, he should know the rules of a Royal Rumble match. What are the rules? You must go over the top rope, and both of your feet must touch the floor. These must touch the floor. So how is what Kofi Kingston's doing, how is him preventing himself from being eliminated mocking the Royal Rumble match? How? How is that mockery? This is the biggest thing that made me go, what the hell is he talking about? I don't know. Seriously, guys. Look, I know JD is the most hired YouTuber in the world. I understand that. But even he makes mistakes. He doesn't want to admit it. He believes what he says. I don't understand it. How? How in the ever-living hell is Kofi Kingston making a mockery out of the Royal Rumble when he's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing? Stopping himself from hitting the floor with his legs. That handstand that he did. The time when he walked across the barricade. The time where he jumped on the chairs and used it as a pogo stick. How is that making a mockery out of the Royal Rumble match? By the way, one of your NXT talents did it. One of your precious little NXT darlings did it. Casey Catanzaro, or whatever her name is. She did it. Catanzaro, that's her name. Casey Catanzaro. Like she did it. She landed flat on her back. She landed flat on her back with her legs in the air. And because the rules say your feet have to hit the floor first, she was on her back and her legs were above the ground. They were above the ground. They weren't on the ground. They were above the ground the entire time. And JD in his video, he says, laying on your back is basically your feet. Your feet are basically on the floor since you're laying on your back. How? How? How are they basically on the ground if your legs are in the air? Your legs are in the air. Her legs were in the air. So you're saying you have to hit your back first? You must go back first to be eliminated? See, this is the issue I don't understand. People love JD. I understand that. But do you guys realize the things that he says that are a bit questionable? Some of the things he says are a bit questionable. It's more like, it's like his fan base are a bunch of yes men. They believe everything he says. And I know for a fact I'm going to get dislikes and hate on this video because I'm talking about JD. But honestly, the things he say, especially when it comes to the Royal Rumble matches themselves, really make no sense. When you know the rules. You know the rules of the Royal Rumble match, so how is Kofi Kingston performing all these cool things to protect himself from being eliminated is a mockery of the Royal Rumble? How is it a mockery? I guarantee you if Ricochet did something like this, I guarantee you'd praise it. You'd praise Ricochet for his athleticism. Yet, but he won't be making a mockery of the Royal Rumble if he did something like that. Casey, your NXT girl, Casey, she did something to protect herself. Like I said, she was laying on her back, her legs were in the air. She flipped over onto the she flipped her legs onto the barricade, walked on her hands, grabbed onto the post with her legs, pulled herself up, giving the pole a hug, and she was pushing herself up. So that's a mockery? That's a mockery to the Royal Rumble match. I don't know how doing stuff like that is a mockery to the Royal Rumble. That's a really good way to protect yourself from being eliminated. You know, this is just something that has really confused me with JD, man. I don't understand why he complains about this stuff. When clearly you know the rules. If you know the rules of a Royal Rumble match, you should not be complaining about stuff like this. This is the issue that I have, guys. Now, also, one more thing. Before I go, there's one more thing that he complained about. Now, this one is really funny. This one is really funny. He claims that the NXT talents didn't get enough time to prove their worth in a Royal Rumble. They weren't treated right. Okay. Well, I got the list. I've got the list right here. I've got the list on my computer right now, and I'm going to run down every single time limit of these women and men who competed in the Royal Rumble match. And we'll see. And we'll see if JD is telling the truth here about how the NXT women didn't get, you know, enough time to prove themselves. So let's start with Lacey Evans. She was the #1 entry. She was the 11th. She was the 11th overall elimination. She was the 11th woman eliminated from the match. She was eliminated by Charlotte Flair. That sounds like a good person to get eliminated too. And she lasted a total of 29 minutes and 20 seconds with 2 eliminations. And those 2 people that she eliminated were Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. So, 2 eliminations. She lasted 29 minutes. And being eliminated by Charlotte Flair, that's a good feat. That's actually really good. But apparently to JD, Lacey Evans should have lasted a little bit longer. So 29 minutes isn't good enough? Why, you want her to last 50 minutes like what Natalya did? I think 29 minutes is a perfect time. And with 2 eliminations, that's also pretty good. So I don't know what he's talking about there. Nikki Cross. She's still technically NXT, even though that says they're free agent. Nikki Cross. She was eliminated by Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. She was the 3rd woman overall eliminated. First was Liv Morgan, then it was Mickie James, and then it was Nikki Cross, then Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They were the first 5 eliminations. So Nikki Cross was eliminated by Billie Kay and Peyton Royce with no eliminations. She had no eliminations, and she lasted 9 minutes. Okay, I don't know why JD's complaining about Nikki Cross lasting 9 minutes. At least it's better than 8 seconds like what happened to Liv Morgan. So, he claims that Nikki Cross should have lasted longer and should have had at least a few eliminations. Okay, Ember Moon lasted 52 minutes and 23 seconds in this match. And she had no eliminations at all. She had no one. She eliminated no one. It's not all about eliminations. It's not all about how many eliminations you get. Which, by the way, it's definitely evident when you find out, and it's definitely clear in evidence that he clearly doesn't care about how many people get eliminated, because one of his NXT talents had one of the best performances of the night. So I don't know why he's complaining about Nikki Cross being eliminated by Billie Kay and Peyton Royce in 9 minutes with 0 eliminations. So we had the first NXT talent. We had Xia Li. She was the 6th person eliminated overall, and she was eliminated by Charlotte Flair in 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Now, how does JD think a rookie like Xia Li, how does he think someone like her deserves to be in the ring for about 10 minutes or so? She's a rookie. I checked. I searched through the Wikipedia. The Wikipedia had the list of they had the list of every wrestler on the roster. Xia Li is in their Performance Center category. So you think someone who belongs in the Performance Center should put on an Iron Man performance? No. She lasted 4 minutes and 48 seconds. At least that's better than 8 seconds. Kairi Sane, here we go. This is someone who he would be proud of. Kairi Sane. She was the one that lasted the longest out of all the NXT talents. She entered at number 14. She was eliminated by Ruby Riott. 15th overall eliminated. Kairi Sane had 1 elimination, which was Sarah Logan, sharing that credit with Natalya. And Kairi Sane lasted 17 minutes. Now that's a good effort. That's a good effort. He makes a claim that the NXT talents don't get treated with respect. How does lasting 17 minutes and getting 1 elimination classify as not being treated with respect? What, did you want Kairi Sane to put on an Iron Man performance? Again, not everyone is going to get eliminations. Candice LeRae, she's the next one. She's the next one. She was also eliminated by Ruby Riott. She lasted 9 minutes and 35 seconds with no eliminations. Again, how is lasting 9 minutes bad? It's better than 8 seconds. If you are someone, if these NXT people lasted under 5 minutes, if every single one of them lasted at least under 5 minutes, then I would agree with you. But they didn't. Except Xia Li. Next we had Candice LeRae. I already said her. Next was Kacy Catanzaro. She was the one that pulled off that incredible save myself moment. She lasted 10 minutes and 45 seconds with 0 eliminations. Again, how does having not 1 elimination classify as disrespect? How is lasting 10 minutes classified as disrespect to NXT? I don't get that at all. To me, it's nothing more than NXT butt kissing. To me, it's nothing but NXT butt kissing. All right, next one we had is Io Shirai. This is the next NXT talent. She lasted throughout the rest of the match from here. She came out at 23. She lasted 13 minutes and 21 seconds with no eliminations and was eliminated by Nia Jax. Again, somehow this is disrespectful to NXT. Give me a goddamn break. There's nothing wrong with being eliminated within 13 minutes. She's not gonna pull a Shawn Michaels. Now Rhea Ripley, she was the final NXT surprise entrance. She had the best performance out of all the girls with 3 eliminations. 3. And she lasts 7 minutes and 55 seconds. And JD goes on and says she should have lasted longer. That's proof right there that eliminations mean nothing. She had the best performance out of all the NXT talents elimination-wise. Kairi Sane was the overall survivor with 17 minutes, and somehow all these women, including Cross and Lacey Evans, apparently somehow that's disrespectful to them. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Now we'll move on to the men's Royal Rumble. He says the NXT talents always get disrespected. So we had Johnny Gargano at number 6. He lasted 13 minutes and 50 seconds. He eliminates Jinder Mahal in 30 seconds, and he gets eliminated by Dean Ambrose. 13 minutes. Now look, Johnny Gargano, I won't give JD any flack on this one. He straight up said that he knew Johnny Gargano wasn't going to get an Iron Man-like performance. And he also stated, which I will agree with him on this, that Johnny Gargano has what it takes to last a 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. So you know what? I will leave Johnny Gargano alone. I'll give you that one. I'll give you Johnny Gargano. I'll give you that one. So next we have Pete Dunne, who lasts 11 minutes and 13 seconds, eliminated by Drew McIntyre, and he has 0 eliminations. So how is this disrespect to Pete Dunne in any way? He got eliminated by Drew McIntyre. At least he didn't get eliminated by Titus O'Neil or Jinder Mahal. Jesus, man. And the final NXT one, this is actually one I will agree with him on. This one I will agree with him on. Aleister Black. He got 1 elimination. And he lasted 6 minutes and 9 seconds before getting eliminated by Baron Corbin. Now this one I will agree with him on. So overall, NXT had a good showing. Overall, NXT had a really good showing with only one person, Aleister Black, getting the knife, getting the unfortunate situation. So everything I just explained to you everything I just talked to you guys about is JD's issues with the 2019 Royal Rumble. I don't know how this is an issue to him. I don't know why time limit and eliminations are so important to this guy. I don't know why he wants his NXT talents to be treated like Iron Men, who needs to last 30 minutes. I think any type of time is a good showing. Aleister Black, he's the only one I will actually give you. And Johnny Gargano, I'll give you as well, because Johnny Gargano, we know he has what it takes to last a long time in these types of matches. When he hits the main roster, I'm pretty sure he'll put on an Iron Man-like performance. So I will agree with you on those two. But everyone else in that Women's Royal Rumble and Men's Royal Rumble, I have to disagree with you on. They were treated with the utmost respect that they could have had. And as for the situations that you didn't like even the Men's Royal Rumble did this as well. They had Kurt Hawkins hide under the ring, and they had Titus O'Neil chase Kurt Hawkins under the ring, and all that. So again, how is this illegal in any way? Because he was complaining about how it's illegal, that they shouldn't be hiding under the ring. Again, it's like I said, there's no disqualifications in these Royal Rumble matches. So how is this a problem? How is that a problem when there's no disqualifications? The referees are not supposed to tell them off. The referees aren't supposed to tell them off. It's every man and woman for themselves, and it's no disqualification. So you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. So that's basically everything, guys. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Click that thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below as well about what do you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on what I've been saying about JD and all that other stuff? And you tell me, why does he say what he say about these situations? So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all in my next video. Oh, actually, I guess I should finish the rest of my outro because I didn't say everything. Hit subscribe as well if you haven't done that either. And follow me on my Twitter as well if you haven't done that either. Alright, now I'll see you later.